This is St Andrew, the final stop on this train. To continue travel northbound, please board shuttle bus available at the street level.
Greetings everyone, it is Saturday, November 7th. The time is 5:33 p.m. and I'm not really sure what the temperature is right now. Although apparently it was a rather warm 19 degrees Celsius earlier. This is St Andrew Station in downtown Toronto. And apparently this weekend there is no northbound service from the station, which is why the train had stopped at that station. So the train I was on will become a southbound train. This is University Avenue. And now I'm walking west along King Street West. And the plan for this walk is to head west over to Portland Street, then I'll walk up to Queen Street West and head down through Graffiti Alley. And then when I get to Spadina, I think I'll cross over and head through a laneway known as the Lost Lane. Then I'll head down to Richmond Street, which is just a few blocks north of King Street, where I am now. And I'll make my way over to a restaurant where I'll be having a birthday weekend dinner. It's a rather stunning view of the CN Tower. There's a look at the patio at the Elephant Castle. And this is probably the last chance I'll get to walk down King Street before dine-in service is resumed. As of November 14th, bars and restaurants will be able to serve customers indoors again. And on weekend evenings and nights, this is usually one of the most vibrant streets. At least the area just to the west of here is, so I thought I would take one last stroll through here while it's still under, I guess what you could call full lockdown. That's a look at Roy Thompson Hall, where I believe the Toronto Symphony would normally be playing. This is also a chance to test my camera in these lighting conditions in downtown. If you're wondering, I'm just to the west of the financial district. I just got this Pocket 2 camera last week, so I've been eager to test it out under various conditions. The one thing I haven't done yet is just a regular daytime walk under clear skies. I was hoping to do that today, especially since it was such a nice day, but I was feeling kind of lazy after yesterday's excursion to Niagara Falls. And normally, for these night videos, if I have the chance, I'll run them through a denoise filter. So what that does is it cleans up some of the noise, which looks kind of like film grain. It's especially apparent against a dark sky, but on this walk, I'll just upload it as it is. So if you're interested, that'll give you an idea of what the low light performance is like. It's a relatively clear day. We've had a lot of overcast days lately. And the dinner reservation is at 6:30, so I should be making pretty good time. I'll actually be there about 10 or 15 minutes early. Which I don't mind. I'll just grab a drink on the rooftop patio. Here's a look north up John Street. And a look to the south, that is the Sky Dome at the end of the street there. I was able to slow the zoom down a bit. So if you saw my earlier video where I was testing this camera out for the first time, I commented that I thought the zoom was a little fast and abrupt. And this is Restaurant Row, or at least what's left of it. I'm sure these business owners will be happy once things sort of return to normal on the 14th. And if the viewfinder's any indication, the low light performance looks to be quite excellent right now. On the Shepherd Avenue walk I just uploaded, it did get quite dark near the end, but I wasn't in a particularly urban environment at the time. It's always a bit different when you're in the downtown part of the city. You have a lot of lights bouncing off the tall buildings and surfaces.
I know you're very fun. My dad just like knows what he wants.
And this next street should be Peter Street. which has been a bit of a beehive of new condo development lately. There's the old Mountain Equipment Co-op. And in the coming weeks, I'll be looking to try a sunrise walk, which is not something I've done before on the channel. As well as I'll probably come back downtown and do a walk at twilight. I just missed it tonight by about half an hour. The sky had a rather spectacular pinkish orange glow to it when I left my place. I kind of wish I came out earlier and recorded then, but there'll be other chances to do that. I'm kind of enjoying this purple sky right now. And some people have pointed out in the comments that there appears to be a bit more bounce to this camera. But I compared it side by side with my original Osmo Pocket, and I didn't see any difference at all. So I think that's not going to be an issue. And in truth, I actually kind of prefer that it has that slight hop to it as I walk. I think it feels a bit more natural if it's, well, that's cool. That guy on a one-wheeler there. If it's too smooth, I think it kind of feels like you're on railings or rails. It feels more like you're floating down the street rather than walking. There are a few channels that do use a fourth axis gimbal, which is how you would pull off that effect. There's some kind of supercar over there, but I'm not sure what it is. I'm sure someone will pick that off in the comments. Let's look north, up Spadina Avenue. What is he doing? How not to drive. If that were me and I missed my turn, I would just suck it up and turn at the next street. This stretch of King Street is where a lot of the clubs are and more popular bars at night. So I imagine in a few weeks it'll be a lot busier around here at night. This patio across the street seems quite busy. There's where Spin is, a fairly large ping pong bar. I don't think they're open during the pandemic.
I don't raise my voice. I'm the type where
On yourself personally. Anyways, it was just like a lot of like.
When these places are allowed to serve dining customers, I think they'll be forced to close at a rather early 10 p.m. Maybe I'll cross the street here. It looks to be a lot of construction here on this side of the street. That is Brant Street. And to look east down King. You hear sounds like that, you expect to see a supercar. And there's a former pizza. So at some point in the near future, I'll probably include this stretch of King in a future walk after the restrictions have been lifted a bit.
Did you do this? Or did I do this?
no, I did this. So you gotta ride the
And I think today the province of Ontario had, or they reported over 1,100 cases of the virus that tested positive yesterday, and the city of Toronto was once again over 300 cases. We seem to be leveling off around that number. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
I mean, if you think,
And this is Portland Street. That's Ruby Soho on the southwest corner. It opened up just as the pandemic was starting this year. It seems to have a rather busy patio spot. Maybe I'll just go over and take a closer look before I turn north up Portland.
which I didn't catch. Well, I thought we were gonna have to around.
And that is Lee Restaurant right there, which I heard is closed during the pandemic. So now it's north on Portland. I'll take this up to Queen Street West. Someone in the comments recently said I should check out Graffiti Alley, but I think they didn't mean under these darker conditions, but I haven't been through there at night. I think I did on a live stream briefly. It's funny how we go from calling this time of night evening to night just because we changed the clocks and it started getting darker earlier. So this next street is Adelaide.
I don't know, like, which
Let's look west towards the financial district.
Huh? No, I know.
Muffin and
And this is Richmond Street, the restaurant I'm eventually heading to is to the east of here. It'll be just before I get to University Avenue. Although I have a bit more time to kill than I thought I would. Maybe I'll wander around some other areas. And just in here on the right is the start of Graffiti Alley. Well, the first block of it is actually called Rush Lane. Graffiti Alley officially starts at the next street over, which is Augusta.
I've always worked with people.
And this part isn't particularly well lit, so I'll head up to King, or rather Queen, and come down one of the alleys that you can take that runs between the buildings. And I'll circle back into Graffiti Alley.
yeah, it's like, but honestly, like,
And this is Queen Street West. I'll probably come do a night walk through here once dining resumes as well.
That's so crazy. That's where sad styles gotta be Andrew.
I was going to turn south down that alley, but I didn't feel like walking past those people that were dining in the middle of it, so we'll just head south at the next chance to jump into Graffiti Alley. All right, it's pretty much pitch black where I am right now. Although the area just up ahead is pretty well lit.
I think there's just construction above. Construction.
Former presidents above all those.
This is kind of neat. This section of the alley is under construction, but art has appeared, as you would expect it to. Albeit, I'd imagine this part is mostly temporary. And here's where Graffiti Alley formally begins, between Augusta and Spadina. If you're wondering, in most cases, the artist does ask permission of the building owner before they do their work. So this isn't traditional graffiti in that sense. All right, since it's not particularly well lit here, I think I'll head back up to Queen Street. I'm having second thoughts on going down that Lost Lane section I referred to earlier, as I think it might be too dark. Maybe I'll save that one for a future walk.
I love it because we don't know. It's just so contact it if something happens.
What the fuck happens? Like every time that we get approached by people, I fucking laugh. What the fuck?
All right, so now I'm back on Queen Street West.
Right now, I don't know what's going on with them, but it's like we're going to a rough patch. Bro, I'm texting Eva, and she taps me on my shoulder. I'm like, who's tapping me? I was like, laughing like it was her. I was
Let's
like,
get this over with. And they were like beside me.
I can't even believe it. That's next, bro. Just really nice.
So I'm back to Spadina Avenue.
Dang.
I'm just gonna go take a peek at that laneway I mentioned earlier.
On the other hand,
I guess I got the name wrong. It said Lot Street Lane. I just briefly glanced at Google Maps on the way. Looks a bit too dark to wander down right now. I'm not sure the camera will pick a whole lot up.
When I'm part of the people outside, like so.
I don't normally walk to the left side around people, but in these COVID times, sometimes that's the best route. Sounds like he's playing Yellow Ledbetter by Pearl Jam. Might be wrong on that.
Is the one that me and I have been training for. Okay, yeah, that'll help. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I can quickly code and then.
I suppose it won't be too early if I head over to the restaurant now. It's 6:11. I'm usually more of the punctual type. So that kind of fits my MO, I guess.
But I think it's like my one. They're coming tonight.
And this is John Street. I was going to head down to Richmond from here, but given how lively Queen Street is, I think I'll just stick to this for a while.
Up and down.
I guess this nice weather brought a lot of people out tonight. I certainly wouldn't have predicted it to be this busy right now. All right, so this next street here is Duncan Street. So I could take Duncan down to Richmond, but maybe I'll just keep on heading east until I get to University. And hopefully I successfully talked over that copyrighted music. It's kind of hard to believe that less than a week ago I recorded a snowfall walk in Midtown. And it seemed that was the part of the city that was hit the heaviest, as not a lot of people said they experienced that much snow where they were. I guess I was kind of lucky by being in the right place at the right time. And last check, that video now has over 50,000 views, which is kind of nuts. It might find its way into one of my top 5 videos. In the very near future. All right, since I have time, I might as well head all the way to University Avenue and then go south to Richmond, and then I'll walk over to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Since this is for my birthday, the restaurant was my choice. It's a place I've only been to once before, but it was quite spectacular. And I think it's regarded as one of the best sashimi restaurants in the city of Toronto. If you're familiar with the city and this area, you've probably already guessed what it is. So I'm south on University. And here you have to take a shuttle bus south to St Andrew, although I don't know why anyone would do that unless they had some type of mobility impairment, because St Andrew is literally 2 blocks south of here. There goes an empty southbound shuttle bus. And now it's west on Richmond Street. And something smells really good. Just got a big whiff of some kind of garlic.
I was like, do you guys have any coffee for me, please?
Just looked over my shoulder to make sure there's nobody in the bike lane. There's Yuck Yucks Comedy Club and Jab Bistro, the restaurant where I'll be dining on the rooftop patio. Thanks for tagging along with me on this walk as I tested out the low light capabilities of my new Pocket 2 camera. There are links to my Instagram and Patreon in the description if you wish to support the channel, as well as YouTube channel memberships on the main page. And on that note, shout out to High Fiver and Chuck Diamond who have God tier level YouTube channel members or memberships, as well as I'm trying to think of the name, Josh on Patreon, who is a God tier member on that platform, as well as, of course, all the other Patreon and channel members. And especially a big thanks to everyone who super chatted me yesterday for my birthday in Niagara Falls. That was very, very much appreciated. All right, thanks for watching, guys. And I will catch you on the next one.